we know, I like to think about faith and not only believe and that's it. This is not my point of view. This is a little bit theology. This is against fanatism. And here in Athens, by the way, this is the cathedral of Dionysius. And I was translating from modern Greek to English. It was not what I wanted to do. I wanted to read again because we need it every day, because our written is limited. And in Greek, in ancient, in Kine Greek to be more precise, it says enarche and hologos, which will be like in modern Greek, enarche and hologos classic, enarche in hologos modern would be. But in modern Greek, it says not exactly that, a little bit different, slightly different. Like something like, here I can show you. It's like enarche iten ologos. Well, it doesn't. When I translate it to English, it says, in the beginning was, who was? There is Christ. No, who was? No, it's not Christ. We don't adore image. It's the, whatever. I mistake. There is the cross only. But then they say we adore image. No, we don't. Who was? The word? The word, or like in Spanish, the verb, or the verbum, like in Latin. Who was? The reason says in modern Greek. But the point is, when we translate, we lose the original. That's why we need the interpretation or some an homily or something of a good one. No, a good one. I mean, the point is, in the beginning was the logos. That's why in Arche logos. That's why I knew it by memory in Greek. And Arche and Hologos this is the real Bible. The other Bibles are all not so good. No Bible is so good as the original in Greek. I mean, I'm talking about in this case, for example, Ioannes. I don't know, the machine makes, okay, whatever, from left to right, from right to left. Ioannes is John. It's a very good. John 1:1 says, in the beginning was the Word. It's wrong translated. But in English, we don't have another. In Spanish, is also word or verb. Also wrong translated, but we don't have a. It happens always. The people that translate, they know it. When they translate, you lose. For example, the Martín Fierro in Argentina, it is poetry. It's also changing the word. It's impossible to translate it to another language. Impossible. You always will lose. You will always lose something. So here the same. So if we want to know, we need some or to listen, because maybe you work, you don't have time. But Sunday you have to make time, at least Sunday, no? So that's why I'm telling you this to help. If you're a Christian, if you're a believer, if you're monotheist, even if you are Islam Muslim, because we have the same father, Abraham, or if you are, I don't know, from another. Yeah, for me it's not the same, but some that are the same faith as me, they don't practice, and some that they are not the same faith that I am, they practice better than these others. so so it will help everyone. The point is to be human, no? Because every human is image of God, no? Image and imagen y semejanza, imago Dei in other languages. Okay, that's it. In the beginning was the logos. It's not only logic that came from logos, but also it's not only word, it's not only verb, because active. Okay, yeah, we can say it's wisdom, kind of. By the way, the Greek, the books in the Old Testament that were written in Greek, the Hebrews took them, even though Jesus is Hebrew, the 12 apostles are in Hebrew, the 12, by the way. No? All the first Christians, all Hebrew and Jew, the two things, Hebrew, Jew. But the ones that didn't want to become Christian, some of them, they didn't want to become Christian, so they took the books of their own Bible, the Jew Bible, that were written in Greek also, or at least in Greek, and yeah, and there especially, but also in Hebrew books that are called in are packed. I'm doing without edition. This in general I do it without edition until now. Um, uh, wisdom books, the books of wisdom. For example, Psalms are books of that category, but they call it Tehillim. But we because David is the father of Solomon. Solomon also was the wise person, and Greeks in general, Ellada is, by the way, Hellenic. And they don't like so much to be called Greek, but whatever. Um, but they know it. They want to be wise. Wise. That's why Socrates is, when he knows he doesn't know, this is humble. This humbleness connects with Moses. Moses was the humblest man in the world, with Elijah. Yes, because that's the point. Nietzsche was totally, completely, absolutely wrong when he says this. In the other part, he was completely, absolutely, okay, yeah, partly right, partly wrong. Because when he says, if you want peace and joy, believe, but if you want to know, he mistakes in that part. Every truth has part true, part, every lie has part lie, part true. Every propaganda. Many people say that from her sister came whatever in 1939. Battery off. Well, whatever. That's it. Finished. In the beginning was the wisdom, the wise. By the way, for Muslim also the wisest. The even for them, the logos, the big logos, not the little logos, because the little logos is you and me. That's why René Descartes was not so, was right partially, because he said monologos. Yeah, my logos, but also your logos. I have to listen to you. Not only my reason, not only rationalism. Finish, that's it. Also sentiment. Believe in God. He's the logos. Listen to your heart, says Roxette, joking a little bit. Yeah, I want to finish, but okay, whatever. Finish.